Welcome to Tech City Software Tech Channel. This is part 3 of Learning to Code series. In this part 3, we will learn the basics of CSS, that is Cascading Style Sheet. This Cascading Style Sheet is basically a markup which is used to beautify HTML elements. With this CSS, we can do animations, we can do arrange the HTML elements as we want in the web page, and we can make them move around, and animations, transitions, so many things are there. But in this tutorial, we will not be going in very detail or advances in CSS. In fact, CSS is a very large, very big markup, so it is impossible to cover everything in first tutorial, and it will be too much it will be heavy for anybody. So in this part 3 of learning to code, I will stick to basics of CSS. At the end of this, and also there is a small project where we will prepare a simple web page and try to arrange the menu items, how to put a background image, how to arrange elements in a page. Some simple one single page application will develop. And with this, I will switch to Visual Studio Code. So this is the Visual Studio Code which I had used for in part 2. Same this one I'm using here. This is a readme file. I'll just close it, and also I have got a HTML element. Now I'll just take out everything, cancel it everything here, keep it here. Okay. Now with this, I will create an HTML element. As I'm using Visual Studio Code. So when I type here, you can see here, this Visual Studio Code has got inbuilt emit, a kind of IntelliSense. It has got a very nice IntelliSense. See, when I just write HTML and select HTML5. HTML5 is the newer version of HTML, and more often everybody uses HTML5. We'll not worry about this HTML4 and HTML. We'll just stick to HTML5 and how to. This is, see, when I just select this, you can see these things coming up. I'll just press tab, and I have the complete HTML document generated. As I discussed in the last part 2, this is the head. Head contains the descriptions, what the charset used, and also viewport, and this is basically for devices. And this is there also document title. So I'll come to document title here. I'll just change this document title to I'll just put, I think I put the caps lock. Okay. Tech City. If you want to just see Tech City CSS tutorial. Okay, that is the document title I'm giving. Now, writing CSS is in three ways. You have got inline CSS. You can write a CSS with a style within like a style element inside the HTML document, or you can create one more separate document with the extension of .css. These are three ways of writing CSS. So I will show each one of them in a brief. The first one, which appears for a beginner, is very simple, but in fact it is not the preferred way for any developer. Most of the developers don't use this type of writing CSS. In the previous tutorial, I did discuss about attributes in elements, like attributes element ID. I told ID, if you want to give ID test, this is the ID, and also I discussed about a class. I discuss about the class. With this class, I will put it as a I will call this class as a test group. Usually when you want to join the words in CSS, this hyphen is used. This is hyphen. This is a usual common style the most of the people. This is a test. Otherwise, to make you know like this, just for a test ID, test group. So the third way of this is how we can access a class. So like this attributes, attributes, we can have style here. Style itself as a attribute where you can start writing your CSS code. Like if you want to set a width, width, width with a colon, when width if you want to put a 30 pixel, put a semicolon, then you can add a GST height, and put a word wrap so it comes false. Yeah, height, and use what you want to say. Maybe you want to put it as a 30 pixel, and put a colon. Then you can set like this. You can go on writing a CSS code right inside this element itself. This is the inline CSS. This part is inline CSS, but this is not a preferred way by any of the programmers. So what most programmers will do is they will usually use a separate file, that is a .css file. Now I'll go to that after showing you inside the document how to write CSS. Now I'll come inside the head here and write here CSS style. Sorry, I'll put a style element. So I'll put here. I can write. I will access this element. I can use a class. Otherwise, I'll do what I'll do is I'll create one more div with. I want to show you before that one very easy way of creating divs. As I'm using VS Code, which has got an inbuilt emit extension or a plugin, you can install your extensions here. If by pressing this, come here and right here emit. But this doesn't require installing emit extension. It is inbuilt here. If you want to install any other plugin so that if it becomes your workflow becomes easier, you come here and write the plugin. For example, if you want to install a live server, which I'm using right now for demonstration, so live server will automatically refresh this form here, and I'll be able to show you what I'm writing. So live server. So that is not now. I'll come down here. Okay, I have created a one div, and I'll create one more div for sake of demonstration. Now just see me how I create a div with an ID. I'm putting a pound sign, and I'll give it ID second ID. I'll call. Then come here and put say I'm putting a full dot, and I'll give a same class. Sorry, I did not put it properly. Second ID, then I'll put a class. I'll give a same class as a test group. I'll put a as just entered. After writing those two, I pressed tab. So by doing this, in fact, I created this whole code here. So these are shortcuts to use when you are using Visual Code. So otherwise you can type whole thing. That is not a problem. Just I wanted to show you how to improve your workflow. So here I got two elements. One with the test ID, other with the second ID. This is the ID. ID is specific to this element, whereas this class, same class is assigned to both the elements. Now I will go here up here. See, you saw I just created this element style here. Inside here style, I will access these elements, this test ID initially. To access test ID, I have to put this pound sign again, and I will write here test ID. Then I put these brackets, what you want to call mustaches. This here parenthesis, maybe, I don't know, I'm not able to recall. This one you will use. Now I'll start assigning the width property. Width I will give it as a 30 pixel. Put a semicolon. Then as height I'll put a 50 pixel. Okay, like this. And if I want to access second ID, which is one more div, which is here. This one I'm using now. I'm waiting for this. I'll give a width of 50 pixel. Height of again 50 pixel. I'll give 50 pixel. 50 pixel. Now I want to give a background color. Now I'll come down here, I want to give a same background color for test ID and second ID. So in such a case, I will use this group here. I'll select the group here, test for accessing group. I'll put a full dot here, test group group, put this parenthesis, then I'll start writing background background COLO or background color. I'll give a background color, so many are there, I'll give blue, background color blue. Okay, so you see I gave a 3 CSS code here, three one is for test ID, second ID and test group. I'll be for these elements. Let me go and see whether what things happened on the page. Okay, I'll just open see here what it has happened is this is the first element here. In fact, this is the first element, this is the second element. So as a second element is I given a 50 pixel, I had given a 50 pixel. If I have 50 pixel, I'll increase it to 150 and show you what happens. This second element has grown here. But I had given a same color for the both. It is taken a blue as a color. The first element is up. This is actually here. First element is here and second element is out. That's how we can add a CSS. Apart from that, just today I wanted to show you one more thing. This one. This is a very important diagram for learning CSS. Now you have got an element. What I mean is this div. You got this div. This div has got content here, then a border here. This is the border. Then this is the border of the div. This one. This is the border of the div. You can give width property the border. You can give a width property of 1 pixel, so the border thickness will also increase. So that can come up here. Sorry, this is the border. This is the border. This is the border of your element. Means you can give width to the border. You can see this is the border width. Outside the border we have got a margin. You got a margin. Inside the border we have got a padding. And inside this padding we have the contents of the element. So when you are accessing an element, you have to keep this in mind. If you want to set the margins, it will go outside the element, outside the border. If you are setting the padding, it will come inside the border, and the content will come very much inside the padding. So we can have a padding for like top, right, left, bottom, like that. You can have this. So we discussed the box model of CSS. Now we'll try to apply and analyze that in our this one. Now, so I have got 3 CSS code: test ID, second ID, and test group. For text background color, test group, what I'll do is I'll give a margin of 3 pixel, and I'll see what happens here. See, it got separated here. In fact there is a margin around completely, so it got separated. If I put it as a 13, and see, in fact it increased. So this is a margin happening. Now if I put padding also, which is maybe 3 pixel, 3 pixel, 3 pixel, which is actually inside this. As it is a background color, it applies up to the border. Even background color applies to the padding part and content part. What I mean is, what I want to show here. Sorry, this is not this. Yeah, this is a padding part. Background color comes up till here. It comes up till here. So whatever when I put a background color, it comes up till here. So the margin is here. So if you want to put a margin, the border, sorry, I'll put a border. I'll put a border 1 pixel, solid. I'll put a black. So I'll put this is how I can put a border. And show you. I'll show it here. See, if you can see here, I don't know whether you can see. Just see, there is a black margin. Black border has come. I'll increase the pixels of that. For example, I'll put it as size of the border, width of the border. I'll make it 3 pixel. Now it is very much obvious. So there is a padding, there is a border, there is a padding, and the background color applies up to the border, and the margin is outside this. So if I put contents, I can put contents here. I'll put content like tech city. For a second one I'll put, because it's a bit larger. Text city. Text city. It has left some padding here actually. So what I'll do is I will increase the padding. Where it is the padding here? 3 pixel to 10 pixel, and see what happens. We'll see whether things go fine. It has come down again further. It has come down. You can see if I increase it to padding to 20 pixel. See, it has come down even further. I can go on increasing like this to 30. I don't know whether it should get accommodated in the size mentioned. See, it has come down further. So the elements are there. Around that there is a padding, and you got a border, and you got a margin. So that's how we can use this properties, a box model. I think so. You just see this, you can just Google box model of CSS, and this figure you just revise. That will be very useful. You should understand that when you are writing CSS. Now I told about how to write CSS inside the HTML and inline, and this one. Now actually this is, as I told you, this is not a preferred way to write CSS code. What I'll do is I'll just cut this. Sorry. Okay, I'll take out this up till here. I'm going to take out this here, then I'll even delete this, save this, then I'll open my Explorer. Now I will create a folder here, folder called CSS. Inside this folder I will create a new file, call it as style.css, or maybe main.css. Okay, that's how I'll do. And for this I'll just paste what I have copied. These are things I had copied in that from this index.html I had copied. I just pasted it here. Now I have to access this CSS file inside this HTML file. In fact, I'll just remove this. How and actually it was when I was trying, it came here. I'll just remove this. I'll put it once more. I'll put it once more. I am in the head element. Here in the head I'll put link. I'll put CSS, link CSS. Just I'll press tab. Now it has created this element link rel style sheet href style.css. But my document is inside CSS folder, which is inside whatever folder the index has. Inside that it is actually. You should go one more level deep. So what I should do is for href I should cancel like this, put it here. I'll just delete everything, right? CSS, put a slash, then main.css. This is how I should access that file from. If I attach it now, when this page loads, still it will be working. I'll just see, still it is working, although my index.html file doesn't contain any code which is of CSS, because it is accessing from here. It is working. If you want me to show, I'll just change a color, put red instead, background color. We'll see whether it works. See, it has come red here. So that's how we can attach CSS style sheet. Now I have come to the page which is the standard way of writing CSS code. We discussed how to create a separate file for main CSS separate file, and how to add code in that. Now we'll go to few more properties, or few more methods, or few more methods in CSS. Now I will start with MinWidth and MaxWidth. So for that I want to just change my HTML. What I'm doing is I'm taking out one of the div here, which is not required as of now. I'll just remove this div, and only one div is there, that is test ID. Let it be there, and I'll save this page and go to main CS and knock out all this CSS which are written now. I'll start with newer once more, test.id, or else I'll keep this CSS so that further reference for my GitHub, if people are willing to see my CSS code later from GitHub, it may become useful to you. So I'll let the see, but I'll comment it now. How to put a comment in CSS? See, you have to put a comment. See, this is a block comment. This is the beginning here, and this is ending. This is I put a block comment. For a single comment, you can put a line, and this is now for the CSS. This is the only way to put a comment like this. You put like this. What I'm doing is I'll control and this backslash I put for this IDE. If you this combination of key control with backslash, that is to put comment in CSS with VS Code, use this combination, that is CTRL plus this key. If you are on Mac, you will have to use command. Instead of CTRL, you will have to use command. Now this is how you pass a comment in CSS file. Okay, now I'll come to I will write I'll target the test ID, test ID, and start writing code for that. Width, I'll give a width of 50%. I'll use percentage. Then HEI, height of 50 or 60 pixel. Fine. Now I'll show you the page how it looks here. Because I am not given any background color, you are not able to see. I'll give a background color. Background COR color, I'll give red only. Fine, background color red. I'll show you. See, you can see the background color. This is the background color, because it is taking 50% is this width, total width of the screen. It is saying taking the total width, and after that, of that 50% it has taken a width, because I put in 50%. Now when I reduce the screen size, it becomes 50% of whatever the screen size. You can see that. Now I want to see what I want to do is I have put some contents here. That contents need at least a minimum of some width. That is my requirement. It should not reduce less than that. For example, I want it to be never less than whatever the screen size. It is never less than min width. So min width is if I put min width as 100 px, 100 px. Let us see what happens. 100 px is not very obvious. See, it is increasing. 100 px is not, actually it has increased a bit. I will put it as, so whatever, in any case it should at least be 200 pixel width, whatever the screen size. Now you can, it is very obvious now. See, at this screen size it is 50%. When I think of reducing, now I'll just increase the size now. So you can see it is the way it is increasing. So for this it is almost appearing 100% now. When I increase the size, it's not increasing now. So when it crosses the 50%, crosses the 200 pixels width, then it starts increasing. Similarly, when I start decreasing the width in 200 pixel, it will never decrease. So that's a MinHeight property. This is very useful if you want to put some element which
needs minimum height, like minimum width is required. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to put a dummy test inside this inside the div. So for that, dummy test command is lorem 20 plus. So what it has done is, I'll show you, it has put some dummy test with 20 words. 20 words. Now I'll show you what has happened here. You can see lorem 20 words it has come. Because height is less, it is overcrossing that CSS. Now for that I have to increase the height. I'll make it also 200 at least. 200. Let us see how it is. Okay, that is the height. So this is how we you can use MinWidth. Similarly, there is a MaxWidth property. Now you never want the MaxWidth width of this element to cross. Just we'll keep it as 250 because very obvious. So whatever the scene size, it should not never cross 250. I'll just show you what happens now. So see that you can see now it's not 50% because of this property. I'll just comment this. I'll show you what happened. Just see. Now it's wide. Now I'll go down here and uncomment it, save it. See, the width has decreased. So the max height will limit the width of the element to the whatever is set. Whatever the screen size never allows it to grow more than that. Similarly, opposite MinWidth. This is important actually when you are dealing with the screen sizes. Like if you are dealing with the media queries, probably media queries are a bit advanced things, not that bit advanced, a bit advanced. So you probably I will take up this tutorial in next few classes. In this case, I'll just limit to the basic things. Now I'll go to the next properties, font family. I'll just take out this and reduce this now. Okay, see, when I write font, there are so many options here. Font, I'll go to font family. When you choose font family, such you can see, you can choose one of them to see why there are so many one after another. There are fonts are there. So the browsers whichever the client side is using, if that the browser doesn't support the fonts for example, if I choose this second one, what it does is first it looks for the this font whether it is there. In case it is not there, it will go to the next one. You can see here specify the prioritized list of font family, like that. First it will look for this font. If not, it will go to the next like that. It will go there. So the last one is sans serif, like that. So the font family will work like this. Now I'll go and see what happens. Now the font has actually changed. Actually it has changed. If it's not very obvious, what I'll do is I'll change the font. It becomes very obvious. Controls. Okay, what I'll do is maybe this one should be okay. I'll go to end. Otherwise, Alt Z I'm putting so that line break will occur. So it comes here. So I'll put semicolon at the end. Unsave and I'll show you what has happened. Just actually the font has changed. This font is different from whatever it was. Now similarly, font family means after that we have font size. Font size is if you want to put a 30 pixel. Purpose I'm giving a bigger font. Just see how it looks. See the font, it has crossed. It has crossed 30 pixels is way big for this. So I will increase MaxWidth to 450 and height to 400. So that thing should fall within the now we can see the font size and it has come here. Then similarly there is something called as a font weight. Just covering what are most commonly used font weight. The values you can go up to 900. You can use 900. Let us see how it looks. See, it has become more and more this one. If I reduce this 900 to 300, 200 for example. Let us see. It will become, see, it has become more thinner. That's how these properties of fonts can be used. In this till now we learned what are the basic things that you can do with CSS. Now we discussed the basics in CSS. We'll do a small project in CSS, and we'll create a small web page. First I'm creating in one more index.html page, and also I'm adding one CSS file. I'll call it as okay, sorry, here I have to, yeah, main.css file I have created. This is a, just now I created this main.css file and index. These are two files I have created. In index.html file I'll write the code. I'll go here, HTML, I am writing the code. I generated the code. Here I will create an element called header. In that I will add a div. I'll add a div with the class header image only. Header img. I'll call this as header image. This is the div. So for this div, actually I have created a folder here in this project called img. Inside that img I have got a header image. I have downloaded from the internet. You can get any of your images. So this header image I downloaded from there. I kept it here. Now I have to in the CSS file I want to display this header image as a background image in the header. I'll go here in the CSS file. Before that I have to put a link to that CSS file. That I'm doing it as link here. And what is the CSS file called as main CSS file. I have linked it now. I'll go to here, then here first I want to cancel any padding. Sometimes they are padding due to any reason before only, so that things will obey my CSS properly. Sometimes that they'll add up to your CSS properties and it will be confusing you. This is what is my practice. It's not compulsory. I do it. Okay, now then I will access this class called header image. I'll go this here. I'll close this here, main CSS. I come here. This is a class. Is a class? Yeah, it is a class. Here in header image class I'll do I'll give background. Otherwise background background color, background image, sorry, because I wanted to show you image. The image property will accept URL. The URL is inside the this if I put a dot and put a slash, it falls back into the self folder only. Then here I'll put img. Inside that I have got a header dot jpeg. Am I correct? I'll save this. Let us see what has happened. Cannot get. Okay, this is not the one which I want to see. Okay, this is a page. Let me see, at least I'm accessing the page. Yeah, this is a page. Which browser I'm using? Okay, I'm using Chrome. Fine. I'll come back here. Background URL. Okay. Now I'll come here. Then I'll put width. The width is 100%. Height is 400 pixel. Let's see what happens now. It comes. Yeah, it has come. See. So that's the background image has been set. Instead of the color, I can use background image. In the previous part of tutorial, I was using color here. So, but right now I have set it for background image. So background image I have put. That's how we can add a background image to a header. Now in index, in header, I will want to create one more div. For this, I will give a class as a nav bar. So nav bar. Inside the nav bar, I want to put a unordered list. Unordered list is putting is I put a UL. If you want to see further, you can see here the exercise. UL I have put. Then inside UL I want to put LIs. But for the LIs I want to give a class as a nav menu, and for them I want the foreign number. You can see it is this is what code I am going to generate with this. With a short line I can type whole thing or generate it like this. Here I will put home, then portfolio, then comes your portfolio. After portfolio I'll put contact, just contact, then maybe about. These are the things I am putting here. I'll see whether they appear here on the page. See, they are seen here. Here they are seen here, but I want them to be arranged horizontally, not vertically like this. For that I'll go to CSS. Here I'll access them. Dot nav menu, their classes, display inline. I'll put the display inline and show you what happens. See, now they are arranged horizontally. I want to give some padding, that is only on the right side, but padding RIGST, right, that equal to 4 pixel, 3 pixel maybe, yeah, right. Then this one 4 px. See, they are separated now. 4 pixel. And then I want to target this nav bar only again. I want to target this nav bar class and give a background image, background color to that. Nice background color I want to give. Go to main.css. Here dot nav bar. Yeah, here nav bar. Here for this background I put okay, I can put width also here if you want. Width 100%. 100%. HEIGST height is maybe I'll put a 15 pixel. That looks fine. 15 pixel. Then background color I'll put it as a, sorry, there is spelling mistake here. COLOR background color I'll put a hexadecimal number CCC. That's fine. It will be more gray in color. Let us see how it looks. See, now it is taking up, but I want there should be height is 15. I'll make it as 25. Let us see how it looks. Yeah, it is a bit big. If I want, I can increase it further to 30 pixel. 30 should be okay. Then I want to add padding. Padding top, I want it to be just 5 pixel. Padding bottom, I want it to be 10 pixel. Maybe this one I'll increase it to 45 pixel. Let us see how it looks. If it looks fine, I will decide. It is bit trial and error. If it is way big, I'll reduce it. It is bit more, I'll reduce the I'll keep it 35 only. Let us see. Little bit I can reduce. This one I will also make it 5. instead of 25 I'll reduce it to 25. Yeah, this is one thing here. So that's how I've added a menu here on the top. You can make them clickable by adding a link. For example, I'll show it. Here I'll come to HTML. Here I will put an a link. That www.google.com, and I'll put this home inside this a. Yeah. So if you click the home, it will take you to google.com. Like that I can put links to everybody, all the choices here. Now it has come. So it took me to Google page. Like that. I made it a link here. Put a link. So that's about creating nav menu and header image. Now I'll come down to body under part content area. Here I want to create a div with a class of container. This container. Inside I want to put element called any menu. These are all menu elements and all. Okay, sorry. These main. Sorry, it was. I want to call a main element. Main. Here inside main, I want to add two more divs with the content as one. This one, and other one is aside. Aside, like this. Two divs. See, I have created a container. This container. Inside this container, I have created a main, and inside that I have created these two. Okay. Now I want to create two columns, like two columns. How to do that? Now this one will be a bigger, wider column. This will be a side, which will be a shorter column. To do that, I have to add bit of text here, so that things becomes obvious. I am putting a dummy text with 50 words, and for this I am putting a dummy text with 20 words. Fine. There are two texts. I'll just show how they look now. See, now there are two texts. One is up, other one is down here. One is up and other one is down. So that's a two. This one I have put. I'll come to CSS here. There, content and aside. Content and aside. Dot content. ID here. The classes. Content. I will put here. I will put width. I'll give a width of 65%. Then padding, I'll give 3 pixel. That's how we give. Then I'll add one more property called as float. This I can float it onto the right side or to the left side. For content, I'll putting it as left side. Okay. Then similarly, I will create for a side. I'll give a width of I'll give around 25%. Then padding, keep it same, that is 3 pixel. Then float, I can give a float called right, R-I-G-H-T. Right. Let us see how they look now. See, now there are two sections created. You can see there are two sections, one on the right and another on the left here. Then I have aligned it to the right side. This one has been aligned to the left side. And I want to text text align to justify. Similarly, text align to justify. So how it looks now. See, it looks nice now, nicely arranged, aligned text. Otherwise I can increase the text also, quantity of this here. Here I can put one more lorem. Let us see, have I created more? Yeah, I have created more text on this side. The more text. So that's how I have floated this page, one on the left hand and this one. Now I will give margin to our header image, because bottom margin I want to have a more space here below this. For that I'll give a margin. So where is that header image? Header image, yeah, margin, bottom, margin bottom, give 10 pixel, so that it pushes down. So there is a gap here. This is what I wanted, this gap. Fine. Now I will give background color to a side. Background, GROUND, ground, COLOR, color. I'll do RGB, red. How much redness I want to use? Maybe 50 redness. Then green I want it to be 150, and blue I want it to be 200. Let us see how it looks. So this will get the color, this color. Let us see. Let us see how it looks. See, this is the color it got. This one. That's about giving color, background color to that. Now when you add such floatings, you have to clear the floatings actually. Otherwise there will be a lot of this one. To clear, I will add one more div, that with the class of CLR. That is, for I'll come down to CSS here. I'll give a dot CLR. Here I'll add clear both. This property I'll give. So that means whatever I write down, that this floats will not affect them. That's why you have to put this as something like a cleaning. This for just for cleaning it. You have to add them. If you float right and left like that, you have to put this clear both. That is required. Again, I want to add an footer below this container. That footer is an element. Inside footer, I will add a div with I will put a div with the copyright. I call it as div with RIGHT. Div with the copyright. In that copyright, I write to copy RIGHT copyright. Something like that. I'm just scribbling, showing. I'm scribbling something. Yeah. This one is missing. Okay. Just writing it. Copyright. Copy this. Go to CSS here. Here I'll write text align center. Text align center. I will put this and see how it looks. See, it has come here. Okay, this one is there. I'll just go and clean this. Maybe now it's okay. I have not saved. Okay, this is how we can create a small web page, just arranging things. Much advanced things can also be done. This is, as it was just a basic tutorial, this much we have seen. Okay, we'll see in the next class. We'll discuss about JavaScript. Good night. Thank you.